Hello, my name is Jeannie Tilker, and I am on the board of the Ocean Hills Country Club Garden Club. I want to welcome all of our residents to the Garden Club's very first virtual tour of gardens. As the pandemic has placed restrictions during the past year on all of us, and we're unable to have our annual garden tour in person, your garden club decided that we need something to lift our spirits. And what better than a beautiful, wonderful, whimsical garden? So, with the help of our fabulous audiovisual volunteers, we have come up with a plan. 9 of your neighbors have graciously offered their beautiful gardens so you can view them on the OHCC television channel. I want to acknowledge all of the work this entails and thank those residents who are brightening our day. Now, we invite you to meander with us and share these divine masterpieces. As the French artist Claude Monet said, "My garden is my most beautiful masterpiece."
Good morning, Ocean Hills. Welcome to the Karen Alexander Garden. An art gallery and fountain greet visitors upon entering. The property features large and medium decorator pots with composed succulent arrangements that display a tapestry of shapes, textures, and color shades. A mixture of ground cover, base planted succulents, coordinating accent plants with a few artful objects complete the collection. Water and maintenance is moderate. An outdoor living room near the golf course provides view opportunity and relaxation. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you again.
Good morning. Welcome to my garden. I am Betsy. This is Charlie. Charlie was 4 inches tall 15 years ago, and now it is 6 feet tall. I love birds of paradise. They are one of my favorites. At this time, they are all blooming, and the flower releases a sweet nectar that attracts birds of all kinds. My cat goes crazy though. I don't know how old are these 2 American agaves, but I have had them for 6 years. This year they bloomed. As you can see, the flower is just beautiful. It attracts bees. However, they have a fatalistic life because after they bloom, they die. This is my dolphin's corner. The plants here were planted by myself, and they need a little bit of maintenance because they grow so fast. On the other corner, you will see my deer's corner, which the same. I planted with my own hands all the plants and flowers, but working on my garden is my time for relaxation. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Karen Lohr. Welcome to our eclectic garden. We have a love of the ocean. We couldn't fill the yard with water, so we put in a beach. We have sand and seashells. It is very much a beach theme along with a fantasy theme of mermaids, 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 and more mermaids. Seashells and rocks along with a zen feeling, and of course plants. Plants consist of palm trees, tea plants, jasmine, and hibiscus, among others. We are fortunate to overlook the 12th tee with a view of the ocean. Bless all who enter. Thank you for coming to our garden.
Aloha, welcome to the Lang's Paradise.
These plants are very tropical, and they need a lot of shade. They're beautiful. They're part of the water plant family and very popular. And we enjoy these, and so do all the people that come over and look at them. As you come in the gate, we have plumerias, we have white birds of paradise, and we have the red tie plants lining up the whole fence of the wall. The plumeria garden has 27 varieties of plumerias, and they'll be blooming in the next month, 2 weeks to a month. Once again, those are white birds of paradise and regular birds of paradise and red tie plants, and then all the fish are Talavera pottery. We have a fish theme.
Thank you very much for coming. We enjoyed having you here. Please come back.
Welcome to the Bishop Garden. My name is Teresa Bishop, and this is my favorite place. I wanted to show you, over here is my apple tree. It was here when I came, and the apples are just starting to come in now. It blooms in early spring, and the apples are ready in early summer. It's called an Anna's apple tree. All the flowers in my garden remind me of people that I've loved. These petunias actually were planted by my mother a year ago, and she died about 2 months after that. So when I see them, it always reminds me of her. They were one of her favorite flowers. My grandmothers loved the little, what are those things? Succulents? What are those things? Yeah. Pansies, yeah. My grandma loved pansies. And then my granddaughter lives here in Carlsbad, so when she comes over to see me, this is the back garden. But this is where she plays, and I usually sit here and I can work in the garden, or I can read. It's always fun when she's around. I love birds, and I take every opportunity to try to make them feel comfortable here too. I try to plant flowers that they like, and they just make me feel good. I came from a really big family. I had 9 brothers and sisters. And a lot of the plants that I have here are from people in my family. The red roses over in the corner there, it's called Mother's Love. And my daughter gave me those pretty roses. And that great big beautiful pink cactus that just bloomed today always blooms around her birthday. Her name is Cindy. I'm trying to grow certain flowers that my husband loved. My husband passed away about 3 years ago, and he loves snapdragons. So I always have them out here. And to me, going to the garden is like going to church. It gives me so much peace. All the virtues that I think are important, like patience and kindness and respect, are what I feel when I'm in the garden, because I think every single part of what goes on in here is a reflection of how life is. Like that big flower over there blooming right now. It's so gorgeous. So this is here and now. This is the time to enjoy it. Might only bloom once a year, but that's worth waiting for. These roses are Cecil Brunner roses, but sometimes they're called sweetheart roses. And when I was 19, I met my husband, and I never thought I would, he didn't seem my type at the time, but he brought me beautiful pink sweetheart roses on one of our first dates. And so now I always, wherever I live, I always plant this particular plant because it reminds me of him. And my career was maternal child. I'm a retired RN that worked in maternal child. I delivered lots of little babies, worked in the intensive care units, took care of mothers and everybody from all kinds of women's health. So this statue means a lot to me too. Well, thank you so much for coming to my garden. Have a great day.
Good morning. Welcome to 4964 Delos Way. I'm Richard Tilker, and welcome to my backyard. Hope you enjoy some of the lovely plants and some of the crafts that I've made, and let's take a look. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit my garden. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and you're welcome here anytime you'd like to visit. Have a nice day.
Good morning. Welcome to Rolene and John's Garden Delight. We have 4 characteristics I'd like to point out. The size, shape, the color, and the texture. And this first tree is the first one that we planted. We've been here 10 years, and this tree has been in here 9. It's a flowering plum. And by contrast to that, it's the first of our 4 woolly bush trees. And you can see now how they are beginning to grow together at the top, so that by next year they'll be perfectly combined. So of the 4 woolly bushes we have, this is the most recent, and it's been here about 5 weeks. You can see that all of this, probably 5 or 6 inches, has grown just since we put it in. So if you have a nice shady spot, this is a perfect place for the woolly bush. So this is the 3rd woolly bush of the 4 that we have. This is the most creative. As you can see, the growth goes in all different directions. So this one I like to call my rowdy bush, because it's going everywhere. And it has been here for about 5 years. And then this little bush is called a flax. There are several varieties of flax. This particular one has lots of variety in color, with pink and green and yellow and green. This has been here for about 4 years. Small guys, the succulent plants, and they grow slowly but pretty regularly. And this is the last of the 4 woolly bush trees. It's a form of evergreen, and this one has been here for about 6 years, and it continues to grow, healthy and strong. This is Rolling's pot for some more of the little guys, the succulents. There's another succulent garden here, which is the largest of the ones that we have. Variety of purple, green, blue, and blue-green. And this is the first of our 3 Japanese maple. This particular one is called a Korean maple. So if you have a place in your yard that is very sunny and very hot, this is the perfect plant for that. The regular Japanese maple get very overheated and die at the top, which is what 2 of mine did last July when it was above 90. But this one will survive in any condition. It can be in the sun all day long without a problem. Some more of Rolling's succulent plants. And then we have the red leaf maple. It starts out in the spring with very light pink leaves, then they grow darker into a dark red, and now they are transitioning into green. They'll stay green for most of the summer and then turn dark green in the fall, and then lose their leaves when winter comes. I don't remember what the name of this bush is. There are several of them up and down the circular drive, but they don't prune them, so they go tall and spindly. And I keep this one pruned back so that it's full year round. And then the last of our succulent gardens. This one has been here for probably 3 years, maybe a little more. And then into our rose garden. The roses are showing off. They're in full bloom. Till about 7 years ago, I was having trouble with aphids and diseases of all kinds. And then I came across this product developed by Bayer, and since then I haven't had any problems with any kind of growth or diseases. It's a systemic process that comes up through the system of the roses, and they've been doing well ever since. And then as you come around from those glorious red ones, there's one pink one I'd like to show you. That's almost a perfectly formed rose blossom. And then last is our big tree we put in here for about 3 or 4 years ago. It was a little bushy thing out front and it was almost dead, and we transplanted it here, and it's grown about 5 feet in the last 3 years. It's called a Norfolk pine. At full growth it will be about 50 feet high. My great-grandchildren will watch it when it gets to be that big. Thank you for joining us. Raleen and I appreciate your interest in our garden, and we spend a lot of our time out here taking care of them. We hope you will come back and visit again next year and see the growth and differences, the changes that have been made between now and next year. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Welcome to Carol's Happy Place. Thank you for coming to Carol's Happy Place.
Hi, my name is Sandra. Welcome to my garden. I've lived here for 9 months only, so I kind of took off from the previous owner and added my little touch. So this was me and this was her. So my interest is in succulents, and this is my baby cage, baby cart. So we grow them from little leaf to little toddlers to full-grown plants. So when you see the succulents in this garden, they're all the things that I've done, and including the dragonfly over here on the wall. Thank you for coming to see my garden. That's the end of the tour. I hope you enjoyed it.